Airtime Mod Soldier here, and I am back to talk about Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Season 7, Episode 4, and my thoughts on it. I'm going to start off by saying it's a great episode. I loved it. I love the action, I love the story, I love the Bad Batch, and I can't say enough about it. I mean, this episode was entertaining, and this is what I'm just like at fucking Lucasfilm. I'm just like, this is all you have to do to make Star Wars fans happy. Put action and excitement in your episodes, and we will watch it. You know, if the Star Wars movies had been a lot like this one episode, they'd be making billions right now instead of being in a lot of debt. I gotta say, I love the Bad Batch. I'm sad this is the last episode we're going to see him in. I mean, I'm not sure if there are any other episodes, but I kind of think this is the last one. I hope that maybe one day we could see some sort of book about them or whatever, because again, I love the Bad Batch. I love Crosshair, Heavy, Hunter, and Tech. They're a great team. And now, that's too. I'll go to spoilers about the next member, but yeah, I loved it. It was entertaining. I didn't want to stop watching. I think I watched it about 4 times in a row because it was just absolutely amazing. And last week I wasn't too happy about certain changes, but in this episode they did change a scene, but that scene added to the episode, and that is what you should be doing, Lucasfilm. Stop taking away scenes and then replacing it with stupid scenes just to make all the SJWs happy. Replace the scenes with better scenes. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, man, to make Star Wars fans happy. We're not asking for much. We're just asking not to be treated like assholes. That's all we're asking, not to be treated like. But, I mean, again, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Watch this episode. It was a great episode. I'm just happy that it wasn't complete shit, because went into this very worried. I was looking at certain scenes thinking that it was going to be they're going to change certain things because it might be too violent for kids, and they didn't change anything in this episode that destroys the episode. It just made the changes made it better, in my opinion. So I'm going to go into spoilers now, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now. Okay, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, episode starts off with reminding us of what happened last time, and we go back to Anaxis, where we see Echo being driven to the generals to meet up with them. The generals are all talking about the fact that now they've destroyed Trench's algorithm, they can now do a final attack on the Separatists to push them off Anaxis for good. But they're not sure where to attack or where to make a stand. So Echo comes along. Rex tries to stop Echo from coming because he's worried about Echo. He doesn't think he's going to be safe to go out on a mission because he might. He's just worried about his brother, and we can all pretty much relate to that. But Echo just asks Rex to trust him. Mace Windu pretty much says, "Listen, the troopers got a plan. Let's hear it." Echo comes to the table and he tells them, "Listen, we can defeat the Separatists in one attack by doing one thing. He has to get onto Trench's ship, hook into his computer, and make Trench think the algorithm still works. And Echo can then fool the droid army into doing what he wants." Mace Windu says, "Well, we're going to make a stand," and he pretty much says it's going to be at the middle of the planet in the assembly point. The Republic have got to do a massive attack on it and just stay there waiting for something to happen, basically. The Jedi look at each other and they pretty much agree. That's the best plan. Echo pretty much tells Rex to trust him, and Rex does. Then we go to the next scene. Bad Batch are preparing for the mission to head up to Trench's ship. Tech kind of mentions that he doesn't really trust Echo because he was under Separatist control for a long time, and well, that's kind of a fair point Tech makes. I don't think the others were as untrusting as Tech, but maybe they're just trying to make Tech some different from the other Bad Batch members in that regard. Rex kind of tells him, "Listen, trust him. He's our brother, and listen, he's on our side again, and he wants to help us win back an Axis." So Tech just says yes. They all get on the ship. The ship flies off. We then see a whole bunch of ships preparing for the attack. Then the Bad Batch ship flies on its own up to Trench's ship. When it gets up there, Tech asks how they're supposed to get onto the ship if they're shown as a Republic ship. Echo tells them, "Listen, I'm going to hook into the droids' computers and make them think that we're one of their shuttles." Now, I do have one problem with the scene. When the Bad Batch's ship is near Trench's ship, they've passed like 3 other separatist ships. Like, didn't they see the ship didn't match one of their transports? It's a little problem, but the story does recover it. But it's just a little issue I have with the episode. The fact it passes 2 or 3 separatist ships and nobody raises the alarm of weird ship is going through our lines. So that was a problem I had. But the droids kind of see the computer. The computer tells them that it is a separatist ship. The droids allow it to land, but the ship goes underneath Trench's ship and lands on the bottom. Next scene is the Republic's attack on the complex has begun. The Republic are attacking. Mace Windu sends in the bombers first to bomb the separatist positions. The bombers attack, pretty much destroy the defences. Then the Republic repel down all their forces on the ground. Except we get the funny scene where Mace Windu says, "Listen to all the droids. I'll destroy like hundreds of thousands of you. Surrender now, and we'll turn you into good soldiers." Which then the droids then ignore and then fire at him. I thought that was a funny scene, and it was a pretty funny scene. Then the droids start attacking. Clones come down and attack again, and then the fight begins basically on the ground. Next scene is Bad Batch entering the computer room. Echo slices in. He sends a signal to Trench, because Trench used the algorithm that, listen, the Republic's going to put all their belief in the Jedi will win in the Jedi, so the Jedi will win this battle. Trench will then send legions more droids in there to overpower the Jedi and the Jedi and the clones, and then he'll have a swift victory over the Jedi in this regard. Echo then tells Anakin what he's done, which is told Trench to send more droids. Anakin tells Windu about that. Windu tells Obi-Wan. Then more droids turn up, and Echo then sends a signal to the entire droid army to shut them all down. He does. They all shut down, and the battle's lost for the Separatists. But Trench didn't put all his faith in the algorithm, and he's apparently set a bomb up in the middle of an axis. So Mace Windu goes down to defuse it. He messages Echo to tell him the code to turn it off. Echo gets halfway through before Trench realises. Trench then sends a stun signal down to Echo. It knocks Echo out. Rex tells Mace Windu, "Yeah, you're going to have to fix it yourself because Echo's knocked out." Anakin has run off to find Trench to make him turn off the bomb. Anakin enters the bridge. Droids attack him. He deals with the droids as easy as always. He then threatens Trench and says, "You either defuse that bomb or I'll kill you." Trench says, "You'll never do it because you're a Jedi." Anakin then cuts his arms off and then says, "I'm not that kind of Jedi." Trench is then pretty scared. So he gives Anakin the last code to the bomb. So Mace Windu turns it off. Bomb's disarmed. Trench lost the war. Anakin then is about to leave before Trench attacks him with some sort of beam or gun or whatever. But Anakin blocks it, then just stabs him in the gut. Now, this is a problem which I can see is, how is that okay for, you see Anakin slicing a guy through, but last week they banned a scene where it turns a guy into, like, nothing. Like, it disintegrates a guy, and that's what they got rid of last week. It's just weird to me. It's like, that scene's okay, but the last scene they took away wasn't. I mean, I was terrified they were going to take that scene away, of Trench's actual death. But they didn't. Trench pretty much did die in this episode. Anakin then hooks up a device to blow up the ship with a button. He then runs back to the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch are evacuating, but they're being pretty much attacked by a lot of droids. Crosshair's pretty much shooting a few of them. They go through all the caverns to get back to their ship. Wrecker then goes fucking mad and just bashes through like a shitload of fucking droids. He smashes them, he grabs one of their guns and starts shooting them, and then Hunter pretty much makes a joke like, I feel bad for those droids. and yeah, that was a pretty funny scene. We then get Crosshair, who then does he's throwing around these grenades on the walls. You don't really know why he's doing. Well, you do know why he's doing it, but we find out later. They all get back together. Anakin then arrives. Then Crosshair fires at those grenades he's left. It apparently bounces the bolt, the plasma bolt, into all the droids that are coming, and he pretty much tops Wrecker, and Wrecker's pretty sad about it. Next scene is they enter in their ship, and the ship then releases from Trench's ship. They fly away. Anakin gives Wrecker the button to press for the bomb. Wrecker's like so happy that he has the bomb. He presses it, it blows up the ship, and it blows up all the surrounding ships as well. And it's pretty much a massive defeat for the Separatists. The Bad Batch lands their ship back at base. Obi-Wan and Mace Windu tell the Bad Batch and Echo, you're going to get some medals. We'll be waiting you at the ceremony. They walk off, and now this is the scene they changed. Because in the original one, they all were there for their ceremony to get the medal. But they changed it to the Bad Batch didn't really do ceremonies. They're not that type of troop. They don't want all this glitz and glamour. They just want to get on with their missions. And they pretty much say to Echo, listen, if you want to come join us, we could always use someone else who's like us, and you're welcome anytime. Rex tells Echo, listen, if you don't have to come back to us, you can go with them, you'll fit in more better with them than you will with us. And he's going to miss Echo. He walks away from Echo, and Echo's pretty much walking to the Bad Batch. And I love this scene because it just shows that Rex, he's letting his brother go. He wants to see him be the best that he can be, basically, and join up with a great team like the Bad Batch. And it was a heartwarming scene. And I love the fact they didn't want to go and get their medals, because what's the point of a medal? It's not going to do much for you. And that's how the episode ends. And I thought it was a great episode. I loved it. Loved the action. Loved the comedy. And the scene at the end was heartwarming, because it just showed two brothers letting each other go. And that was actually heartwarming. It's a great episode. I do hope we keep getting great episodes. I hope Disney hasn't changed as much as I think they probably have. And again, watch this episode. It's an amazing episode. It's pretty much fantastic Star Wars now. And I didn't think of any of Rey's crap in this episode, because last couple of episodes, you're always kind of thinking about where's this all going to end up with Rey being the last Skywalker, that bitch. But this episode, it was great. It took your mind off things. And right now, with the certain alcohol disease that's out, we really need something to take our mind off reality right now. So I say give this episode a try. Again, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Great episode, and I hope we get more. Like this video if you did like the video. Dislike this video if you don't like this video. Do comment below and tell me, did you like this episode? and could it be improved? Also, share my video and subscribe if you like my content. This is Entertainment World Soldier. Bye.